Alright guys, welcome back to segment number 2. We start off very early and we pick up Ace King. This guy limped in here from the button. Usually they raise from that position in an effort to steal the blind. So I will slow play here now that I've hit my king. I'm going to check, and now maybe he'll come after the pot. He doesn't. So I'm going to make a little stab, which makes it look like I hit a 9, or maybe I have a 5 or a 3. I was going to raise him if he came after me again, but he folds. And also, guys, if you were just joining, my name is Bruce, and I'm the River Suck Out, and we're playing a $6 no-limit Holdem tournament. It is a turbo on Intertops. You guys can check out my first video on my YouTube page. I'm going to fold here. Okay, again, a spot where we have a little implied odds. He just limps in, so I think I'm going to follow suit and hope that these guys just call and check. And I do have a suited connector. I do have position. So, and there's going to be a decent sized pot. And that's not what I wanted, but the implied odds didn't work. But we will. Okay, so we have another chance at that same exact play. Another limper here. And I flopped a club draw this time. So I'm going to bet it as a little stab, but I want people, I don't mind if they stay in. I would like to build a bigger pot. So if I stab. Okay, so now I'm going to give myself a free club to see if it hits. And it doesn't. And I'm still sitting here with nothing. And there's a big enough pot out there that I just don't think I can beat him in any way. The only thing I beat here is a 6-7. He bet it's so small, though. Wouldn't it be nice if he had 6-7? Let's just see if he has 6-7. No, he doesn't have 6-7. He's got ace-9. The only reason I called that is because it was a $1,500 pot, and he bet it's so small. I mean, if he had 6-7, it would have been great, but I was more calling just because he bet so small. Okay, we're in the big blind with Queen Jack offsuit. And like I said, this guy's taking a long time to act. I'm probably going to pause it in between his hands in the future, just while his timer runs out. Okay, so we got 2 limpers, and I'll just follow suit and check it. Didn't hit anything. Just gonna fold to that bet. 3 jack offsuit in the small blind. I'm gonna limp in. I'm already halfway in there, and I usually don't ever miss the opportunity to limp in for half my chips. Even though I have a very bad hand, I'm halfway in, and the pot odds, I believe you should call that spot almost every time. So I missed the flop. So I'm not going to be continuing really following any bets. I mean, still don't have anything, no draw. And there's just, I just can't bet these cards because they could easily have those cards, but they don't. And the blinds went up again, 125 and 250. Ace-8. I feel like he's stealing the blinds. I really do. He's got a big chip stack, so he's not going to want to call this flat out all in. Maybe I should just go a little smaller. Yeah. We're going to go 1750. That's even scarier raise than an all-in. That's saying put another 1,000 chips in. Not just the entire. So I missed, but I'm representing a huge hand. I think I'm committed to the pot with my play because I was making a play pre-flop. So hopefully he didn't just flop on me. And he folds. So sometimes you just have to, make a read that somebody's coming after the blinds, and make a play at them. You'll pick up some pots sometimes. Sometimes you go out of the tournament. If you play it properly, it works out in your favor. And I'm up to 7,000. Again, here is the lobby, and we still have 77 players, but more players are still joining because there is a late registration of 21 minutes remaining, and the prize pool is now over 1,000, which means Intertops will not be donating any money to the tournament. It's just players funding the tournament. So now there's more than $1,000 though, so that's good. But fold 3-4. Okay, so ace jack in the big blind. In this spot, I'm looking for these guys to come in for a raise and attempt to steal a blind. And if they do, I'm just gonna shove it all in. If these guys would have raised, I would have just shoved it all in. One, to teach them a lesson not to come after my blinds, and two, because I have a good hand. But now that there's two limpers, I will check. And I'm just gonna check here. I could have an 8 or a deuce because I am in the big blind. It's a random hand. This guy bets 500. I'm gonna try and make a play at him again as well. I mean, I did hit an ace, so that's a good card. But I'm calling to represent the deuce as a scare card. You know, I don't think that he's gonna bet the deuce if he had it. But now he's betting 1,000, so we'll call. I could have raised him there, but he's just betting nothing. So, okay, we're on a break for 5 minutes. I will see you guys in just a moment. Guys, we're still on break here, but I was just thinking of this tip that I remembered to tell you guys about. When I was working at the casino, you know, I would see a lot of people playing while wearing headphones, and they're listening to music, you know, just because they're probably bored while sitting there. The tip I want to give you is you know, it's never a good idea to listen to headphones while you're playing poker, because when you are playing live poker, you do have, you know, there's the ability to get more reads from people, from what they say, and just from the sounds of the table. So you're taking away that advantage from yourself. So as a good poker player, you should learn to not use headphones. You see a lot of poker pros using them, but I think it's a bad idea, and that's just my personal opinion, but keep that in mind, guys. Okay, so action has resumed. We are in the small blind with ace-4 offsuit. We have a limper, and I'm going to call. So I flopped a gut shot. I need a deuce for a straight. I can also hit an ace. Maybe it's good, but big blind could have a 5. Well, he bets 900. That's going to end our hand. So blinds up again. Now up to 150 and 300. And I am going to raise. I'm going to make it 750. It's more of a blind steal. But again, I do have possibilities with my hand in case they do call. So, and I hit pretty much a good flop for me. I'm going to give myself a free card. Continue representing the bigger cards. I'm thinking, you know, he's thinking that I have like a king-queen. So that card's good for me, in my opinion. I'll bet 600. It's a smaller bet. So again, he's thinking I have king-queen. That's the range that I want him to think I have. So 1,500 is a bet. And that was because I wanted him to fold in that situation, which worked. Okay, so 10-7 offsuit in the big blind. This guy's angry. He just lost a couple hands, but I can't call it with just 10-7, so he goes all in. Small blind 6 deuce. We have a raise to 1,200 and an all in. I will fold it, and we will see what happens here. Because this guy, I want to see if he's still angry, or if he's playing better cards, or if he's just want to see what he's got. Okay, so he picked up pair. Not horrible. And this is the very next hand. I was going to say that if this guy didn't limp in, I was going to say that I wasn't going to raise it either way because this guy just lost an all in, so he might be on a little bit of tilt. So either way, I wouldn't have tried to steal the blinds because of his level of tilt possibilities. Looks like another blind steal opportunity for me, but it gets ruined by his raise. Okay, ace-5 suited in the big blind. Better than average big blind hand. We have a limper of 300. Another one. And an all-in. And that's a guy that's just, I suspected to be on tilt, but I don't think he's going to get a call, so. Okay, now I hope he goes on tilt this hand, because I will call. I have ace-king. We have a min raise to 600. A call. There's 1,800 out in the pot, and I'm in the small blind, which is one of the worst positions. So here's a raise that I don't think this guy's going to call, but it is enough to put him all in and him all in. So it's half my chips. And I don't think he's going to call. I actually don't think anybody's going to call. But, well, I didn't mind his call. I will gamble with him. So it's a race. I need an ace or a king. Now I need a queen or an ace or a king. There it is. And I win it. So, again, you guys, you have to get lucky in these tournaments. And you cannot fold those good cards that you do get. And you have to be willing to make plays. See, if I just would have called that flop, if I would have called the 600, I would have missed it. I would have hit a Jack 10 for just a straight draw. I probably would have folded to his all-in because he would have bet like 4,000 or so. So I made the play. I seen all the cards. I got lucky, and I won. I mean, I didn't get so lucky because, yeah, he was ahead, but it's a pretty close race. Ace-King versus Pocket Queens is, you know, the classic race in Texas Hold'em. Okay, so the blinds are up again, 200, 400. Okay, so we're in the small blind, Queen 5. I actually just had somebody knock on my door, so I had to go see who it was. That's why my timer was all the way down. But so Queen 5, looks like everybody's limped in. So we had a pair of 5s, a lot of people in the hand. And I just had to run up the stairs because I live in the basement, and I run all the way upstairs. My dog was barking. That's $17.50. It's a pretty big bet. I just have a pair of 5s. Folding it. Okay, so Queen 7. I was going to mention here that this wouldn't be a spot that I would come after as a blind raise. If these guys didn't raise, I still wouldn't raise again because he only has 2,000 in chips, and my hand isn't good. I don't want him to call, so I will let you guys watch this hand play out. A couple all-ins. Three-way all-in, pretty big pot. This guy made a really iffy call, but he's probably going to be out either way. And nope, he gets really lucky. He hits the straight, and he's still going to be in there. Now it might be interesting to watch how he plays with all these chips now. So I pick up Ace-King, and we have just a flat-out all-in from under the gun, which I'm not going to be folding to. But I am going to be sure to put the rest of the guys all in case they want to come along too. So we're very far ahead, but he's just gambling. So he has a lot of outs. Two live cards. Well, I win it now. Aces and deuces. Okay, so 10-8 suited. He's gone all in for 4,000. I'm just going to fold. It's actually the roofers here to fix the storm damage that we had recently that I mentioned in my vlog. So I keep having to run upstairs and help them. So I have King 4 suited. I didn't hit anything. He bets 800, and I'm out. So blinds up again, 250, 500, with an ante of 50. 1,000 chips in the pot every time. Up for grabs. I'm debating on a blind raise again to try and steal that pot. But I gotta wait to see what these guys do first. So we have a limper. That pretty much ruins my raise, and I can't do it. Now another raise. And I wanted to also mention that now this guy has all these chips. He's a player that I've pointed out as being on tilt or just not a good player. So I'm going to try and watch his plays a little more. He's got a big chip stack, so I need to be watching what he's doing here. Maybe wait for some better cards. Okay, so ace deuce. I'm on the big blind, and I have half my chips in there. This guy made it 1,000. I really don't like calling here because, to me, he could have an ace jack, ace 10, and he just min raised. And if I see an ace, it's not going to be a good ace, and then I'll just lose the rest of his chips back to him. So I'll just fold in that spot, facing a raise. So we have an all in. I'm going to fold it. So the guy that was all in had ace king, and I get another classic raise situation: ace king versus queens. And guys, I'm going to have to put an end to this video as well. This will be the end of segment number 2. And if you guys continue watching, I will see you on segment number 3. Again, thanks for watching, guys.